I'm here with Aaron Marshall. Aaron, you are the lead designer, creator, maker of the product Over, which currently is an iOS app that allows us to do something that I guess nobody realized that they needed. You knew that they needed to be able to put text over a photo, and not in just the lolcat way. But I keep promoting this app, and everyone goes, "Oh my God, I didn't know," So what first gave you the idea? Was it just as dumb as, I like Instagram, but I wish I could write delicious coffee next to the photo?
Yeah, it was something like that. We were actually at South by Southwest, and we were at a coffee shop there, and we were working on an app that let people share goals with each other. And one of the ideas was, hey, let's see if people will share goals on Pinterest. And so we went to Pinterest, and sure enough, there were thousands of these boards with pictures with people exercising with the goal on top of it. And we're like, hey, well, this will be great. Let's design something to do that. And as we looked into it, I realized that there was no easy way to add text over photos from your iPhone. There's a couple dozen apps out there actually that do it, but nothing that's like, for the creative, busy person that we all are. And so I just said, well, let's build this thing. Let's see what we can do. And so it was kind of a rush of 4 months to build the thing and get it launched just recently.
You just said rush in 4 months. Some developers just said, that's not a rush. And others were like, oh my God, 4 months. You like you said, you're a designer. You have some technical skill and knowledge, but of course you worked with a team. My question, I guess, is, first off, why the rush? I mean, why not wait a year? I mean, who cares? Why did you decide you needed to get it done now?
Well, I just don't see too many more places, spaces to fill in terms of the app market. You get on the App Store, and in the top 25 apps at any given time, it's always games. There's always weird personality tests, goofy shotgun apps, and then you have camera apps. And so I was like, okay, this is definitely a product market fit. In terms of, there are a few apps that do it, but none that do it beautifully and quickly. And so I just saw that and said, let's strike on that. And I know there will be a dozen competitors new that are going to look beautiful. I'm looking forward to seeing it, but at the same time, I'm like, don't come yet.
But you presaged a lot of things. First off, one of the things I love in the user interface, and hopefully I'll be less lazy than I normally am, and I'll right now we'll be overlaying a picture of me close up showing it. That wheel. Now, there's parts of the wheel that, as I've started to use it, I've started to say, I don't need this in the wheel. It's almost like when you went from the iPod, which seemed brilliant, to the first iPod Touch, and you went, oh, well, I could do it that way too. But I think that wheel is unique to me. I have not seen that in an app. I'm sure you stole it from some ridiculous app like, fitcalories.com or something. But it looks like you've gone, you've leapfrogged a bunch of people by some of these things, like the wheel and like just the simplicity and the fact that there's an in-app purchase for buying the extra fonts. Do you feel like you get at least a little bit of breathing room?
Yeah, I think we can do it again. I'm a big proponent of embracing process and not product. So I know that we can get right back to where we were again by just applying good design process and not getting too attached to design that we come up with and continually change and modify and edit and tweak so yeah, I think we are out ahead a little bit with that. And yeah, the wheel kind of came from a couple things, but I was working with my iconographer or logo designer guy, that Brian Todd, who did sort of a circle thing, and it just struck me. I saw something that was kind of circle navigation, but nothing like this, and I thought, wow, this is beautiful. And one of the thoughts on the circle navigation was, I spent a lot of time just staring at my phone, wondering how to make this easier. And I looked at my thumb, and I thought, right here is all I want to be able to do. I want to be able to do everything with my thumb moving right here. I don't even have to reach up in the upper left-hand corner or reach to the lower right-hand corner. It causes me to move my wrist. So being a very lazy guy myself, I basically designed it for myself, thinking, okay, I want to do with very little action, very little motion of my hand, be able to do something beautiful. And so yeah, that's where the wheel came from. And then it kind of became this thing where it made me feel nostalgic about the BlackBerry scroll wheel, which yeah. I still I used to get so much done with that scroll wheel. And so it kind of brings back some nostalgia of that too. Not that any designer would respect that, but I do.
And you're a lefty, it turns out.
Nope, I'm a righty. I think it's the video background. Or
it's that stupid Skype thing.
Yeah.
So that's your left hand. Because I was suddenly thinking, well, wait a minute, because I have to reach across for mine, don't I? But you know, I get it now. All right, we're all good. So a couple last bits. One is I totally do not need to buy those in-app fonts yet. That's what I keep lying to myself and saying. Like I keep going, don't hit that button. You've got like 12. Use them or whatever it is, right? Yeah. How many people, totally don't lie right now, how many people are buying the fonts right out of the gate? Like they get in there, they look, they buy the fonts almost immediately.
Yeah, quite a few actually. And they're sending me emails to thank me for it too, which, you know, sometimes you hear a lot of rhetoric towards developers, don't get greedy. But people are actually thanking me for it. And I certainly plan to release more fonts and build partnerships with font foundries to you know, create some interesting partnerships there. But yeah, people are liking it, and it's like I personally don't think they're as nice as the select fonts. So we kind of went backwards. Normally, what we would do, or what you would do, is you know, provide the kind of so-so fonts, and then allow somebody to unlock the best fonts. We did it backwards. We said, look, we know all these are most of those are system fonts, and you know, there's even Papyrus in there, which I really hesitated to even leave it. But I figured if someone can handle the power of Papyrus, they can probably spend $1. So that's sort of how I did that.
Next to last question. When you design something like this, in my opinion, the very next thing that happens is everyone who knows you or knows how to reach you or knows how to tweet you immediately gives you a feature upgrade. Is that, I mean, were you swamped with feature upgrades?
Yeah, people are asking for quite a few things, but surprisingly, I'm not getting as much as I expected. And they're kind of all in the same category over and over again. The occasional weird one, like, you need to put this on Windows Phone, which I've only had one of those. And then I know, I was like, there's people that have those?
I've got the Windows Phone here somewhere, the Nokia Lumia 900, the new one. Yeah. It's pretty cool if it had some apps, but, you know, don't go running on that thing.
We plan to get to Android and Windows and anywhere we can, if we can. But, you know, this is just me, and we're bootstrapping. I've got a little bit of seed capital, but it's not very much. And I have to feed our family, and right now the iOS store pays out, so just how it is.
I hear that. Well, you know, that's actually good feedback for people anyway. Is, I mean, you know, I was an Android guy for the last couple plus years, and people, you know, my friends were all trying to send me their app that they developed, and I was like, I don't use your phone, sorry. And, you know, but what I read is that you just don't get the same marketplace at Google Play right now. And it might be that there's an abundance of apps there for one, and it's just something about the UI or something as far as I can tell.
Yeah, so one of the things in terms of getting feature requests and upgrades that I don't really say it to my users this way or our customers this way, but I think it's my responsibility to really study how people are using the app and really what they need, because we don't, as individuals, be able to even tend to identify that or be aware of that. And so as a developer, as the designer, you know, there's a certain element of you have to say no sometimes, and you have to really consider what's really best for this app and for the customer. Because people want all sorts of goofy things that they'll ask for, and it really won't end up being good for them. So it's my responsibility to help them decipher that and then launch it in the app in such a way that they're delighted by it, and that's the goal.
So you can get the app at madewithover.com, and you are Aaron Marshall on Twitter and most every other social service. What other URL should people go to visit and learn a little bit more about you?
They can go to madewithover.com, like you said. Yeah, my Twitter handle is Aaron Marshall. That's pretty much the two places I'm doing a lot of things right now.
Awesome.
I'm also work with Social Media Explorer.
That old thing?
Jason Falls. That old thing. No, it's fantastic, and it's been really fantastic partnership and helped launch over, in fact. So that's been a good thing.
No, I think it's wonderful, and I'm teasing. What I'd like to do is I'll probably get you and Jason on at the same time via GoToMeeting, and we'll have a chit chat about how that all went. But thanks so much for your time today, Aaron.
Hey, thank you.